Hey, what's up, folks? How's it going? I hope you're watching all the videos one after another. So, we started from the playlist video number one to video two, and so on. And you are watching AWS Devops playlist from the beginning. Then only all these scenario-based questions will make sense. So, if you have not watched, please go back and watch them, and then come back to this video. And this is the part two of the scenario-based question. Yesterday, we have discussed scenario-based question part one. Okay. So let's start with today's scenario-based question. Yesterday we discussed five questions. So today will we discuss few more. So describe a scenario where you have used S3 as a static website host. What do you do? A static website host. What does it mean? What do you do? So you can upload all HTML, CSS content into S3 bucket, and you can make it as a static website host. So we'll go and see it. Go to some bucket, DevOps Challenge Hub, and if I want to make it static website, I can scroll down. Yeah, static website hosting. So bucket, select the bucket, then select properties and scroll down, and there is option static website hosting. Use this bucket to host websites or redirect request. You can edit it and then can enable it. So currently it's disabled. Here they also say that we recommend using AWS Amplify hosting for static website hosting. Deploy a fast, secure, reliable website quickly with AWS Amplify hosting. So this we'll discuss later, but this is like earlier people used to do using a static website hosting, and now also many people use this for quickly host a static website. And how do you do that? You create HTML file, like you enable the static website hosting, HTML index error, CSS etc. files you upload to the bucket, then make bucket public or use the CloudFront for secure access. If you don't want to make public, use CloudFront for secure access. CloudFront will be using this bucket in the back. In the back. So when in the CloudFront we'll discuss, like we create a CloudFront and we mention what is a bucket. So that will be the front of your cloud. And then configure Route FT3 for custom domain routing. So your static website, once you create it, it will have Amazon domain name, and you want to map to your domain.com, then you can do that using Route 53. You have to add some area codes, etc. And then SSL TLS certificate with AWS certificate manager for SSL certificate, you can set it up. And so this is what you do to you use S3 as a static website host. How would you automate backup from S3 to another S3 bucket? How do you automate? So we have seen replication in earlier videos. Replication means the destination bucket you mentioned. In destination bucket, you can say what will be the glacier. You can select storage type will be glacier, and it will be replicated. That is all. So you can use CRR or SRR, same region replication or cross region replication. And what is the other way? You can also use lifecycle rule. Configure lifecycle rule to transition objects to glacier based on the age. So you can mention that if that like if it is like more than 1 year or more than 6 months, you move it to glacier based on the age. You can also use AWS backup lambda function for custom backup logic and replication metrics you can set up for monitoring, etc. But mainly, like you use either replication or you use lifecycle policies or backup or lambda function if you want more customization. Suppose you accidentally made your S3 public, bucket public. What will you do? How will you fix it? This I think we have discussed in the previous one. We go and set that option. Like there's a, I think in the bucket, I go here, bucket properties, versioning description. It's permission. Yeah, permission permission. Permission bucket policy. You can access public access is blocked because of public access settings are turned on for this bucket. So I can uh, make a block all public access. So that I can do and block all the once I block all the public access. Doesn't matter. Okay, this is where some policy is set. Yeah, this is the one. Block all public access. You have to edit. Just I can do block all public access and then save changes. So block all public access means if it is on means all public access will be blocked. If it is on, all will be blocked. So block public access, enable it. If it is not disabled, enable block public access. Then remove any bucket policy or object ACLs. And how will you know? Like there are many buckets. How will you know that which bucket is public? You can use AWS config or CloudWatch or guard duty to detect an alert on public buckets. If there is any public buckets, you can get automatically you can get a notification using CloudWatch guard duty or AWS config. And you can review CloudTrail logs to access potential exposure if anything is getting exposed or not. How can you track access to a S3 bucket for training auditing purpose? So if you want to track access to your S3 bucket, who is using, what people are uploading, you want to check all the logs, etc. API calls made, you can enable S3 access logs and AWS CloudTrail. And enable CloudWatch metrics alarms for unusual activities. Like a CloudWatch metrics, you can see like if there are too many downloads happening per day. You expect 100 downloads per day, but if it is a 1000, then there should be some alarm notification. So that also you can do enable. So let's go to bucket and bucket. We have to go to properties. We have to go to properties, and then here we have server access login. We can edit it and enable it. It's currently disabled. We can enable. We can also enable AWS CloudTrail events. CloudTrail events configure in CloudTrail. You have to go to CloudTrail and configure. Configure CloudTrail. Okay, I think I have already opened it. So here for this we and because that CloudTrail events we have to put into another bucket. So CloudTrail logs we can create another bucket named AWS CloudTrail logs, and in that bucket we can keep all the logs and all the trails, and we can log file with SSCKMS encryption, and then additional settings log file validation enabled, CloudWatch logs optional. We can enable that. There is a policy document. Okay, tag option. After that, choose log events. So let's, if I do something, test, and the next, what happens? Can allow. Okay, here you see choose log events. Events, what kind of events? Management events, capture management operations performed on your AWS resource. Data events, log the resource operation performed on within a resource. Insert events, network activity events. So they are the different kind of events you have. So there are different kind of events are there. Management events basically like create, delete, all those kind of things. Data events means upload, download, etc. Like data related stuff. Inside events, some suspicious activity, you get some insights. Network activity, like getting requests from some VPC or some WAF or strange IP address, those kind of stuff. So the other different event types you can log, and then next time you can create the events, but I don't want to create now. So just cancel it. Okay. So server access and CloudTrail you can enable, and CloudWatch metrics. So that's how you can do auditing. Now next question will be like why what is that AWS like what is the difference between server access login and CloudTrail? Both looks same, right? So CloudTrail events it will gain some JSON file. JSON file like this, like it's saying what I am user, what role, username, right? What event, put update, date, etc. on image dot image one dot JPG, some additional event data requests, etc. will be captured. So what we can get from this event name, username, source IP address. So it's mainly like a kind of API call. API call we will to, audit activity in your AWS account, investigate security incidents, track changes to your resources. So this is for CloudWatch is a thing. And S3 server access log will look like this. There is a S3 server. Just there is a HTTP call user agent Mozilla from Mozilla browser will access it. Cat.gpt file we access. But it's a HTTP event. HTTP things are getting logged here. Request ID, IP address of the requester. So many of them are like looks similar. But server access log you can track who accessed which object and mail, unauthorized access attempts, data usage patterns, and what is the difference? Difference between them that if you want to track API call, then you use CloudTrail for HTTP. I want to track the API calls, but HTTP thing, full request info, including IP status, etc. HTTP info, you use S3 server access log. And both having security compliance audits, track user actions, detect public or suspicious, etc. The CloudTrail is a JSON format. This is like server access log is a plain text format. You can use both, but main difference is one is a API related stuff, other one is HTTP, and you can enable both to get more insights. Okay. So CloudTrail to know the who did what to your S3 resources at the API level. If you want to know at API level, you can use CloudTrail. If you want to know at HTTP request level, then you can enable server access log, how the packet is being accessed at the HTTP request, which browser, right, before which browser people are using most. Maybe people are using most from the mobile phone, not from the laptop or like desktop browser. So those kind of insights you can get. Next question is, what is the use of S3 access log and how do you set it up? We have already seen that you can go to the property then the same place where we have cloud trade logs and S3 access log also here. You just need to enable it. Now let's go to the today's quiz section. Which tool provide a history of API calls made to a REST bucket? Which tool provide a history of API calls made to a REST bucket? We have already seen that this is a CloudTrail. AWS CloudTrail is API calls. History of API calls. AWS CloudTrail. What needs to be enabled in S3 to track all the access to a bucket? What needs to be enabled in S3 to track all the access request to bucket? So this is server access log. So that's it for today. Hope you like this video. Please like, share, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, down below in the comment section, let me know how you're liking it, what you want, what kind of questions you're looking for, and also follow my LinkedIn page, Devops Hub, and also follow the WhatsApp channel, Devops Hub, for more for regular updates. Thank you for watching this video. See you again in the next video.